The case between a group of disgruntled ANC members calling themselves the Kgalema Disputed NEC list versus the ANC has been struck off the roll with costs. The lawyer for a group of disgruntled ANC members, Advocate Fezeka Magano, argued that the list is not credible, while the governing party's advocate Mfundo Salukazana asked that the South Gauteng High Court dismiss the application. Let's speak to Advocate Fezeka Magano now, who joins us live now. Thank you so much, Advocate, for your time. The court seemingly not satisfied about the urgency of this particular matter. Give us your reaction to the ruling.
Thank you for having me, firstly, and please, I want to apologize in advance for any noise that would be picked up from the background, because I'm in a setting that is awkward, but I had to attend to this.
We appreciate it.
Our reaction. Thank you very much. And our reaction is not really a surprise, because we understand how the urgent court works, particularly in this particular division and in this province. If one looks at the history of all the matters that have ever been brought before on urgency, we do not have a recollection of one of the matters against the ANC. I'm not sure whether it would even include other political parties, that was granted hearing at the urgent court. But that as it may, we decided to proceed because it is within our right to approach court where we feel and believe that the matter is urgent and warrants to be heard. Therefore, that outcome has not met us with a surprise. We anticipated that it is a likely outcome.
And if I may ask, why did you have that view going into this?
When you go to court, you weigh your options and you look at the pros and cons and the likely outcome, both positive and negative. And then you take a position and decide to proceed because you feel very strongly about your case. And in this particular instance, because we feel very strongly about the preservation of our rights and our political rights in particular, if one considers that Section 19 and also the decision of the Constitutional Court, in particular that Ramakatsa decision, that stated clearly what the rights are of members of the ANC, including members of all political parties. And therefore, wherever we see that there's an infringement, and in particular where there's a breach by a political party of its own processes, we are duty bound. We who can be able to see these things and to understand how this constitution works and how the law has developed to this extent. We are duty bound to challenge those things, no matter the odds, to use the processes available to us to advance the cause for democracy.
So your members, in fact, sorry, your clients were not convinced that this list is credible, and they've been arguing as such on the show, and as well you argued that in court. What happens next now? Because conference kicks off tomorrow.
Look, it's just a matter of the court not agreeing with us that the matter is as urgent as we believe it is. But it's not a train smash, because that's not a dismissal of the application itself. We have amended our prayers after having been provided the two spreadsheets by the ANC. The two spreadsheets, the first spreadsheet comprising of a consolidated list of provinces, which has about 338 members in that list, and another list which comprises of about 6,069 members, which is said to be a branch nomination spreadsheet that reflects how many, which particular branches voted for the particular candidate. We then did an exercise and got ourselves a data analyst to analyze these spreadsheets to check it against any inconsistencies in terms of the numbers, as concluded by the provincial list and the said data, which we have argued in court and persist that it is not adequate in that. It still doesn't comply with Rule 7.8, read together with Rule 8.1 and 8.5 of the rules of the electoral committee itself. And that as it may, it is very clear at this stage that list, the final 200 list that is based on these irregular numbers, which we can now confirm, it is the case. That list, therefore, ought not to stand. It needs to just be set aside. The challenge, therefore, is...
Advocate Magano, pardon me, my apologies for coming in there. We're out of time, but let's then talk, during the course of the day tomorrow and see how this one then unfolds. As you say that this list in its current form cannot stand. Let's see then what happens with this particular story. Apologies there, we have to leave it there. Advocate Fezeka Magano, representing the Kgalema Disputed NEC list members who took this matter to court.